8 phrases narcissists absolutely hate to hear because they expose their game. Most people assume that narcissists are bothered by criticism, insults, or direct confrontation more than anything else. But the truth is that what narcissists hate most is hearing words that weaken their control and expose the reality they work so hard to maintain. A narcissist can often tolerate conflict if it keeps you emotionally engaged in reacting to them. What they struggle to handle is confidence, boundaries, emotional independence, and statements that reveal you are no longer playing their game. Because the moment you stop seeking their approval and start trusting your own judgment, their usual tactics begin losing their power. And that is exactly why certain phrases can make a narcissist feel deeply uncomfortable, frustrated, and even threatened. Not because the phrases are cruel or aggressive, but because they challenge the illusion of control that narcissists depend on. Phrase number 1. I don't need you to agree with me. One of the things narcissists rely on is making you doubt your own reality until you constantly seek their validation. They want to position themselves as the final authority on what happened, what is true, and how you should feel about it. So when you calmly say, I don't need you to agree with me, you remove their ability to define your experience for you. You are essentially communicating that your reality does not require their approval in order to be valid. This frustrates narcissists because they can no longer control the conversation by simply denying your perspective. Your confidence becomes a mirror reflecting their lack of control, and that is something they find very difficult to tolerate. Phrase number 2. That doesn't work for me. Many people spend years trying to explain and justify their boundaries to narcissists. They provide detailed reasons, lengthy explanations, and endless attempts to be understood. Unfortunately, narcissists often view excessive explanations as opportunities to argue, manipulate, or negotiate your boundaries away. That is why the simple phrase, that doesn't work for me, can be incredibly powerful. It is clear, direct, and difficult to debate because it focuses on your decision rather than their opinion. A narcissist hates hearing this because it sends a message that your choices are not up for discussion or manipulation. It shows that you are making decisions based on your needs instead of their demands. Phrase number 3. I see things differently. Narcissists often believe that their version of events should automatically become everyone else's version as well. They frequently rewrite history, minimize their behavior, and attempt to shape reality in ways that protect their image. When you respond by saying, I see things differently, you refuse to surrender your perspective. You are not attacking them or arguing aggressively. You are simply maintaining ownership of your own thoughts and observations. This can be surprisingly frustrating for narcissists because it prevents them from forcing you into their narrative. It demonstrates that you are thinking independently rather than accepting their interpretation as absolute truth. Phrase number 4. No. This may seem like the simplest phrase on the list, but it is often one of the hardest for narcissists to hear. Many narcissists become accustomed to people bending, compromising, and sacrificing their needs in order to keep the peace. As a result, they often expect compliance instead of resistance. A calm and firm no immediately disrupts that expectation. It communicates that your time, energy, and boundaries are valuable. More importantly, it shows that your decisions are not controlled by guilt, pressure, or emotional manipulation. For a narcissist who is used to getting their way, a healthy and unapologetic no can feel like a direct threat to their sense of power. Phrase number 5. I'm not going to argue about this. Narcissists often thrive on emotional reactions because emotional reactions give them influence over the interaction. They may provoke arguments, create confusion, or repeatedly revisit issues in order to keep you engaged. When you say, I'm not going to argue about this, you remove the fuel that keeps the conflict alive. You are refusing to participate in a conversation designed to exhaust and destabilize you. This can be extremely frustrating for narcissists because they lose access to the emotional energy they were hoping to extract from you. Your calm disengagement communicates strength in a way that endless arguing never could. Phrase number 6. I believe what I saw. One of the most damaging narcissistic tactics is convincing people to doubt their own experiences. Over time, victims may begin questioning their memory, perceptions, and judgment. That is why the phrase, I believe what I saw, carries so much power. It demonstrates that you trust your observations more than their attempts to rewrite reality. You are no longer asking them to confirm what happened. You are acknowledging what you witnessed and accepting it as valid. For a narcissist, this can be deeply unsettling because it means their efforts to distort reality are no longer working the way they once did. Phrase number 7, I'm moving on. There may be no phrase more threatening to a narcissist than one that signals emotional independence. Narcissists often expect people to remain emotionally attached to them, even after mistreatment, betrayal, or repeated disappointment. They may assume that their attention, approval, or presence will always have a powerful effect on you. But when you genuinely say, I'm moving on, something changes. You are no longer focused on changing them, understanding them, or proving your worth to them. You are choosing yourself and redirecting your energy toward your own healing and growth. This phrase represents the loss of influence, and loss of influence is something narcissists struggle to accept. Bonus phrase number 8, your opinion doesn't change my decision. Few things frustrate a narcissist more than realizing their influence is no longer shaping your choices. They often expect their criticism, guilt trips, manipulation, or emotional pressure to make you second-guess yourself. So when you calmly say, your opinion doesn't change my decision, you send a powerful message that your choices belong to you. You are acknowledging their right to have an opinion without giving them authority over your actions. This removes one of their favorite sources of control and reinforces your emotional independence. For a narcissist, that can be incredibly difficult to accept because it shows that their ability to sway, intimidate, or manipulate you is fading. And once a narcissist realizes that their words no longer determine your decisions, they often become aware that they are losing the power they once had over you.